Hi, this is Stephen Brower from Rat Valley Community College. This is for CSIT 105 Foundations of Computer Science for the fall 2020 semester. That's a mouthful. In this video, I just kind of want to show a little bit about getting into Canvas. And the navigation. There'll be other videos doing other things. This I just want to talk about getting into Canvas. So from Lion's Den, and hopefully you can get in the Lion's Den, but from Lion's Den, now your screen may look a little bit different than mine because I'm in as a faculty member, but there should be an icon for Canvas, and once again, yours is going to look different than mine because I'm a anyway, what you should have, I'll just scroll down a bit so we get there, is a series of tiles for courses that you're registered for. And so there would be this one here. And by the way, I hope the picture comes up for you guys. This is the cover of the book that we're going to be using. It has a pea pod with peas, or peas in a pea pod, for fall 2020. I'm going to click on this tile, and what it will do is it will open the course. Now, since I'm in instructor mode, I'm just going to pause this for a second and switch to student mode. So I just did a little switch over to student view. It's to look closer to what it looks like for you guys. And so just a couple things, or one thing. Over on the left here, inbox, this is the Canvas email. And I don't always receive an alert on my phone when someone emails in Canvas email. Sometimes I get the alert immediately, like 30 seconds, and sometimes I get the alert the next day. It's like, oh, someone sent you an email. So if you desperately need to get in touch with me, the Outlook email is really the preferred way to go. But I just want to point out that this inbox here, that's a different email system than the Outlook email. The default view when we come into Canvas is the list of, I have it as the module view. And a module is sort of like a collection of items. And actually, let me just kind of scroll past where we are, looking at some weeks in the future. But what I'll generally will try to do is I'll have a module for the basically the slides that are going to be for the class, and then a module for the work that is due on a particular day. Now we meet Monday and Wednesday, and so I'm looking ahead to the future, a couple weeks ahead. But 9/14 there's nothing due that day, but 9/16 that there's two things due. So you are going to see a couple modules that are empty. Anyway, so the modules are collections of things. And so like here, just peeking at week 3, then this would be the information for the chapter, and then these would be the items that are due. So the module, I'll go in a couple of these in a moment, but the modules, that's when we hit home, what we see are the modules. I do want to point out on the left-hand side, syllabus. And there's two things that you can use this for. One is you have access to the quote-unquote syllabus. So if we were in the classroom, I would hand out the first class this document, paper document, which would have all the policies, and it would have the class schedule. So on the left-hand side, the syllabus tab takes you to this screen, of which, I'll click on this one here, the syllabus has the policies, and I'll go through this. Actually, in our first class, when I do the course overview, I will use the syllabus as a reminder to make sure I go through the items that are here as a way of overviewing the course. But this one here has, the book. It describes how the course is going to be, and there's a lot of information in here. The other link, and let me jump to this one right here, the class schedule. This is a sort of a grid view of the semester, and it does indicate the week and it indicates the date. And the idea is that we can see what's being covered and then what's due. Now remember, when we were in the module view, I did look at, I think I looked at week 3. And remember, week 3, there's one of the days that didn't have anything, and the other one did. Well, hopefully these should match. I've been kind of overwhelmed with all the changes for remote sync, and so I've been missing things, and I apologize in advance. I tried my darn doodliest, but this should match in terms of the organization. If we give like top down, this should match the organization in terms of the modules. This might be easier to look at than the module list goes on forever. You know, it's like 30 pages long is what it feels like. This is only 4 pages. As an aside, I've had some students in the past that printed a copy of this document, the schedule, and then as they submitted things, crossed them off the list, and this way they just were a way of keeping track of, basically outside of the system, a way of keeping track of what was being done. Coming back to this syllabus tab. Okay, so the first things that are up here, again, the syllabus is the policies, the schedule is the order of topics and when things are due. But if we scroll down from within this tab, this is going to show chronologically everything that's due for the semester. Hopefully, the other thing is these should all be Wednesdays and Mondays, and I shouldn't have anything else in there. Again, if I do, I apologize. I just, went click happy against. As a semester progresses, what we'll actually see is the weeks that pass will sort of gray. And by the time we get to the end of the semester, it'll be like everything else is going to be great. So 2 ways of looking for an assignment. If you're going to submit an assignment or work on an assignment, one, you can look at it from the modules. The other, you can look at it from the syllabus. And it's really kind of a personal preference as which way you look for. So I'm just coming back here to the modules. Again, it is chronological top to bottom, and you can scroll and you can find it. Or from the syllabus, you scroll and then you can see what's due here as well. So a personal preference as to which you would use for that. Okay, let me go back. Whoops, sorry, just had a little hiccup there. Let me go beyond this earlier stuff here. And for week 1, and actually let me skip over the course overview part, and I just want to take one of these chapter ones and just kind of peek of what's inside of it. So I'm going to go into this chapter 1 just so we can see what a number of the pages have, okay, I shouldn't have clicked on this one because this only has slides. If we were in the classroom, I would pass out the slides on paper at 6 per page. And so what this link right here would be the slides at 6 per page. And so if you're printing, it's just think that, you could on one piece of paper, if you do it double-sided, one piece of paper could get 12 slides. The other one is the 2 per page. And this is the thing, it might just be easier to view it while you're in Canvas because you can see the entire slide. It's going to be a personal preference which one of those that you want. This particular chapter that I picked did not have any demo files. And so let me go back to chapter 2 and show you what chapter 2 has. By the way, Google Chrome has been acting a little strange after the last update. I got to say that. Let me go into chapter 2. Now I'm going to go over this in class when we get to chapter 2. But what many of the Java topics will have is they'll also have additionally a zip file that contains inside of it a whole bunch of Java programs. This way you can download the zip file and then you can see the code that's being referred to on the slides. Now, I am jumping ahead, but let me just go and just see if I can see something by reference. And let me just deliberately scroll further down here and just try to pick something in a later one. I'm going somewhere with this. I don't know where I'm going with this. So in a couple of places, so like the sample that's here, the tabs.java actually does have this sample tabs issue shows an issue that tabs would have. Now this slide here, although it does have a couple of lines of code, that zip file that I pointed out, an entire working program is in there. So the slides, in a sense, will sometimes have what I refer to as being snippets, which is a portion of a program, and the entire program would be in that zip file. So again, later I will, in class, go through that. I just wanted to point out that some of the modules, some of the pages for the chapters have these extra links. And what happened here is I actually did a revision that was beyond what was in the zip file, and that's why I have it here as a separate file. My plan is for some of the classes on doing a demo in the class, and in that case I will, after the demo, post it up in Canvas as well. So I'm jumping ahead to chapter 3, and here it has instructor demo writing the car class. Here's the UML, which we'll talk about what that is later, and then after the lecture the NetBeans project will be loaded here. Well, it's empty because we haven't done it yet. That's out in chapter 3. We haven't even started. But for the demos that I do live in the class, in other words, not the pre-written code that I'm demoing, but if I actually write something from scratch, I'll put that up in Canvas here to be viewed. I'm thinking for right now as a high-level view into Canvas that that might just be enough for now, just for the Canvas part. So we have the modules, which this is the chronological view of the whole semester. Within the modules, we would have the assignments, which will be a later thing going through the assignments, and then the slides. And if you want to see just the assignments, the syllabus tab lists the assignments chronologically, and the syllabus tab also has the document that has the policies and a table version of the schedule that we have. Yeah. Oh, okay.